Today we're testing out another high-end dupe, and in this case, it's going to be a Huda Beauty Potential dupe. Here we have the Mercury Retrograde palette, which was one that every person wanted when it launched. $67. Yes, I bought her the moment it launched because it was just stunning, and I feel like it was either Ipsy or BoxyCharm had featured this palette some time ago, and it was the one that everyone wanted to run and snag. She's beautiful. Let me just show you what you would have received for $67. Mira, wait, let me just, here is your palette. These are your shades. Stunning, right? For $67. I'll tell you though, I had a hard time finding the actual like retail value of the palette. So for what no longer carries it, I couldn't find it anywhere actually, unless they were like dupes. Even on the Huda Beauty website, it was on sale for $26.80, no longer available. So this is a palette that you can't get anymore. Say that you wanted to pay the $67 or even the reduced price of $26.80, you can't find it. So it might have been discontinued or something like that. But then I found this palette. You guys saw me haul it recently over on Temu, and you guys were like, I need to see a dupe versus high end to see if it's worth basically $9, just a few cents shy. This one is called the Beauty Glazed palette. It's not exactly a knockoff, but it's kind of like they tried, you know, right? No? I think so. And then we have the shades on the inside. Now, thing about it is it didn't look like that at first, okay? Remember, I hauled this, so I swatched it for you guys, which is why the shades are all dented in and stuff. This one fails to come with a mirror, but girl, this is $9. If she were to perform just as good, even this close to this $67 palette, I'm good with not getting a mirror. We'll be fine. For comparison and observation's sake, I want you guys to see the shades. Super similar. Again, I don't know what the formulas are gonna look like. That's what we're gonna test out in a second. But I want you guys to see how almost spot on the shades are. Is the color story in the same line? No, it's kind of backwards. Notice on the Huda Beauty palette, the first row happens to be the last row on the dupe palette. Isn't that funny? I think it's funny, but we are most definitely going to give her a try. You already know the drill. Let's prep our eyelids. I'm using the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in Fair, and let's get to it. I'm grabbing a fluffy brush, and I'm gonna dip into this shade over here. It is called Utopia. I'm gonna add Utopia on the upper portion of my crease. Look how pretty she is. Listen, I think this is one of those palettes that I would never get rid of because she's actually just naturally pretty and effortless, and you can smoke out a look, but you can keep it simple, but then you can also do like pops of color, which I feel like we should kind of go blue today, maybe like the teal, because why not? She's really pretty and I'm not going anywhere. The under eye is a wear test. So I have two different powders under the eye, which is why one is brighter than the other. The foundation is also a wear test. The foundation wear test goes up tomorrow, and then the under eye powder wear test goes up on March 1st. So Wednesday, this 2 days from now. On the dupe palette, that shade is called Tangerine. It's not all that peachy, it's more of a tangerine color. So I'm a little concerned. Again, I'm not going anywhere, so it doesn't matter if the eyes match and stuff, but I'm slightly concerned here. I'm gonna tap out and let's see what she looks like. Maybe, right? Maybe not. I don't know. She's pigmented for sure, so I'm not mad at her. I'm not gonna go back into the pan. By the way, I did not go back into the pan with the Huda Beauty. This is what I got with just going into the pan once. So I'm just trying to see. The $9 palette is way more pigmented than Huda Beauty right now. But she's also very orangey, it's a little more on the orange side. By the way, my kids are home. Both of them. So we're double dutying today, as per usual. Not only am I filming several videos, but I also am mommying 2 kids. Thank God my husband works from home and he's helping. I think we're gonna start on the lid, right? So I'm gonna grab a like dense eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna go into this teal blue, it's called Haze. I picked up product, okay, because I don't want anyone to think that I'm like trying to be funny with Huda Beauty, being that it's no longer available. Like I'm picking up a good amount of product because I wanna see what she's gonna look like. As per usual, we're tapping. Okay, so Haze did her thing. We're not mad at her. She did really good. With another eyeshadow brush, I'm gonna dip into Tahiti, which is the dupe for Haze. Same thing. Same amount. And let's tappy, tappy, tappy away. With the teal in the Huda Beauty palette, I did not have to go back into the pan. It was basically a one dip and done. And right now, this is the coverage I am getting with the teal in the dupe palette. It's kind of full coverage here, but by the time that I got to the top, she didn't do her thing. So I'm gonna dip in one more time, and I'm going to concentrate that color here. Let's see if it gives me the same payoff. Huda Beauty had way more coverage when it comes to the teal, way more vibrant. The application was even with just one dip. The teal on the $9 dupe, although it's a very, very similar shade, like they look literally the same, the formulation is different. I was able to pack it on here, but then when we get up here, she's kind of fading away, and I had to dip into it twice. So, no. So when it comes to the teal, Huda Beauty won this one. I'm grabbing a flat synthetic brush. I'm gonna go into Mercury. That's how much we picked up. And I am going to tap Mercury out here, and I'm gonna bring it up to like the crease area. I dipped into Mercury a second time because I really wanna pack that on. And then I'm gonna blend back and forth so we get a nice blend between the two shades. I want a decent gradient. And as you guys can see, I am losing some of that green here. It's like patchy. It's okay, because I can always go back and add more. I grabbed the brush, no additional product. Just gonna tap away here. And then I'm gonna grab a like slim crease brush, and I'm going to blend out that crease so it's not harsh. I'm gonna go in little circular motions. It's cute, kind of looks like a little galaxy situation. All right, this eye looks really pretty in my opinion. I'm grabbing another flat synthetic brush. This one's much smaller. And here's the dealio when it comes to this palette. This blue is not in here. Take a look for yourself. I mean, this one is this one, right? This one is a bad dupe for this one. This one is a bad dupe for this one. There's like, okay, decent. Like the color story seems to kind of be in line, but when it comes to this one and this one, way off, way off. However, the idea is to use the shades that they're giving me to work with. So I'm gonna use Pacific, which has no blue in it, like at all. It's all green. And I'm gonna do the very same thing. This is gonna take a little bit because this brush is much smaller. I switched up on the brushes because girl, that one was taking forever. Okay, let's try that again. See, this one covers way more space. There you go. You know, I'm not mad at this shade. It doesn't match at all, I know, but it's so pretty. It's a beautiful aqua. I'm not mad at her at all. We're gonna have a moment today wearing two different eyeballs. I'm gonna blend the edge as I did on the other side. I'm using a different brush, of course. And then the idea is to make sure that, you know, the colors all kind of fuse together without looking harsh and making it look pretty in a way. I'm losing some of this teal here too, which sucks. All right, I'm gonna move forward, apply eyeliner, mascara, some lashes, and we'll see what we have in the end. Here are the eyes once they're completely done. Of course, we're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna tell you which side is my favorite. I'm also gonna let you know whether or not I think the palette is worth the $9. And by the way, these lashes are so stinking pretty. They're very, very comfortable. They're also from Temu, and they look like this. And no, this is not sponsored. This is not like a placement in the video. They're just like really nice and fluffy, and they just kind of look like I got them done one on the night, which is freaking awesome. So let's get into it. The Huda Beauty side, most definitely super, super vibrant. The crease was nice. It wasn't as pigmented, but it was very vibrant and pretty. Then we have the teal shade, beautiful, applied well, built up really, really well, and you still see her. She's like full force, living her best. Then we have this, what do you want to call her? This like outer space blue with purple and shimmer, like teal shimmers in it. Stunning shade for all over the lid or just the crease. She did her thing. It blended really well. It synchronized with the teal really nicely. Once I blended out the crease, it added that depth without taking away that crease shade. I really wanted to see the crease shade no matter what throughout the entire look, and this is what we ended up getting. Personally, I think it's fabulous. I really, really like her. Then we have this one over here, right? And the aqua green is beautiful, but she's not giving the way that the blue on this side is giving. The teal, the matte teal on the inner corner, you can see she's disappearing, and I used the same primer on both eyeballs, but the matte teal is disappearing there as time is going by. I mean, to be fair, there's like a little piece right here. Kind of looks like it wants to do the same thing, but this one, I mean, she's like patchy. Like you see the whole thing there? She's pretty much gone in that center area. The crease shade was super vibrant and super pigmented. Love her. And then when I blended out the crease, it wasn't giving that depth that I wanted. So for like an everyday pop of color, keeping her bright and sassy, I would go for this. And this one just adds some mystery in my opinion. Between both eyes, I prefer the Huda Beauty one. That's a personal preference though. There's something about that blue. But do I think you need to spend the $9? Here's the thing. We only used, what, 3 shades out of this entire palette, and although the shades weren't spot on the same, they performed fairly well. I'm gonna keep playing around with her. I think the color story is really nice, although they don't match spot on. It is really nice, and these shimmer shades swatched really well. So I think kind of playing around with her will get a better idea. We've tried certain brands that are high end and the quality is not what it used to be years ago. So for $9, I think it's worth trying it out. If you have the $9 to kind of spend and you wanted the Huda Beauty one but didn't end up snagging it, this is a good opportunity to have something similar. If you guys already know what it is, make sure you've given me your feedback down below. Did you already snag the palette after I did the haul video? Because I know a lot of you guys have snagged certain products from my hauls because you couldn't beat the price point, but you also fell in love with them. So did you snag this palette, or were you waiting for the actual try-on to see whether or not it was an actual dupe? What are your thoughts? Give me your feedback down below. And if you're new to my channel, if you've enjoyed this content, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell and the like button for me, please. It really helps me out. All right, you guys, and that is a wrap for yet another video. If you're interested in anything Temu and you haven't purchased through Temu quite yet, I do have a link and a discount code below that's going to allow you to get 30% off your very first order. Now, mind you, that is not in collaboration with Temu. That is my affiliate code that Temu did provide me with, so that no matter what, regardless of the platform, regardless if it's a collab or if it's sponsored, you guys could always get a discount with your very first order. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video and stay tuned because tomorrow we have the KVD Foundation wear test. I'll see you guys in that video. Bye guys.